So you have recently relocated to the States from the
Yes.
UK. That's right. Okay. Perfect. And I'm just curious, I've never been to the UK. What, if you had to sort of compare the food scene in the United States to the UK, what would be some of your observations?
Well, I guess we're spoilt because we're living in Florida, so we're near
Oh,
Miami and Palm Beach, and the restaurants around here are amazing. And America's got this reputation. They've got really bad PR, in my opinion,
yes.
for having rubbish food. The supermarkets are full of awful stuff. It's just not true. Here, anyway, the supermarkets have got much better produce than they do in London. So
Really?
yeah, so we were really pleasantly surprised. And
Yeah.
somebody needs to get that PR going.
Yes, I'm sure part of it, if some of it has to do with where you live, of course. But again, I mean, most American stores have many, many options. So it's just
Yeah.
going to come down to what you choose more than what's available to you. And then what are ultra processed foods such as much of a thing in the UK? Like obviously they are very prevalent in the American diet and the American food system. I'm just curious if that's also the case
It's
in the
also the
UK.
case,
It
yeah, and
is.
I think, I mean, probably, I mean, yeah, for both countries, it's a tragedy what's going on with the children, because children are given more ultra processed foods than anybody else, and I think
Right.
that's really, really sad. And
Yeah.
of course, they're not, their immune systems aren't going to be working properly because, again, there's this inflammation thing. Obviously, less inflammation in children, but it's not giving them the nutrients they need to grow and thrive and grow their brain, all those brain connections. So
Yeah.
it's a real tragedy. Yeah.
You mentioned that sort of your entry point into health and wellness was your son. Was it difficult to change his nutrition? Did he resist that pretty, I don't remember if you said how old he was. I'm just trying to imagine. I have a very, very picky 6-year-old daughter. She's getting better, thank goodness. Every year we make a lot of progress. But the idea of me trying to drastically change her diet makes me feel like overwhelmed. So I was just curious if you experienced that, if maybe you had thoughts on how parents could start to change the tide for their children.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that a lot of it is down to making food look fun. So my sister's got a granddaughter and she sent me some photographs of some hummus that she put on a plate with carrots, little carrot sticks sticking out of it, and two little olives for eyes, and it looked like a hedgehog. So yeah. So if it looks fun, I think the kids are more likely to go for it. And rather than having a big bowl full of ice cream, have a little scoop of ice cream with some frozen berries around the edge. So you're not saying no, you can't have that. You're just, not sort of not making it an issue, I guess, is really important. And then I remember saying to him, if he wasn't hungry, if he didn't feel like eating, I'd say, but this is, Blackbird's favorite food. And he'd say, really? And then he'd try it.
Yes, that's true. There are many creative ways to get them excited about it.